capital structure. And the first four we get all revolve around this little scenario here. A financial analyst looking at Boulder Inc. We are asked initially the WACC of the unleveraged firm, so no debt. Prior to the debt issue is closest to, so we clearly don't need this bit for the first question. What are we told? A financial analyst is evaluating the capital structure for Boulder Inc. Boulder Inc. is a US-based unleveraged firm with a constant brackets perpetual cash flow of $6 million per year before taxes. If we want to get the PV of a perpetuity, all you need to do is take that cash flow and divide it by the appropriate discount rate, which makes it very easy to value a firm that has a perpetual cash flow. Because we can now say the market value of the firm is the cash flow it generates divided by its WACC. So here we go. What are we told? Cash flow is $6 million pre-tax. So we've got pre-tax cash flows are $6 million. The firm has a market value, so we know its market value is 45. And the corporate tax rate is 30%. Plans to issue debt, not our business here in question one. This is enough. Pre-tax is 6, tax is 30%, so my post-tax cash flows, 6 million into 1 minus 0.3. And we know the market value is 45, so we have a market value of 45 being equal to my post-tax cash flows discounted at the WACC. My WACC with a little bit of rearrangement must be 6 into 1 minus 0.3 divided by 45. That's going to give me 9.33%. My WACC is 9.33, which is B. The use of the 15 million of debt financing increases the value of Boulder by, fill in the blank, over its unlevered value. Ignore the costs of financial distress. So here's the 15 with 0.5 financial distress, but we're told to ignore that. So let's read what we've got in this opening paragraph. We know what unleveraged, 6 million, 30%. Boulder plans to issue 15 million in debt to retire an equivalent amount of equity. The debt will have a cost of 5.5%. The financial analyst notes that the tax shield advantage of debt is offset due to the risk of financial distress and estimates the following values. So clearly, without explicitly saying it here, they're leading us into a world of Modigliani and Miller, where we would say, ignoring the costs of financial distress, that the value of a levered firm is equal to the value of an unlevered firm, and in a world with taxes, we would add in the value of the tax shield, which is T, tax rate, times the value of debt. Now, what do we have here? We're just asked for it, how much it increases the value. So it's just going to be the TD. Tax rate is 30%. Value of debt, 15 million. That's 4.5. The answer is A. Now note, we use that 15 million to retire the equivalent amount of equity. So we were just taking the unlevered and changing its capital structure. That's why this formula, at least in a world with M&M with all their restrictions, works. Including the present value of the costs of distress, so we're now going to use this table. The value of Boulder is closest to. So Boulder is planning, remember, to issue 15 million in debt to retire an equivalent amount of equity. The debt has a cost of 5.5. The formula we just mentioned, the value of the, levered is the unlevered plus TD, but we are including the present value of the costs of distress. So value of unlevered, we are already told, is 45, plus tax rate times the value of debt, which is 15, minus the present value of the cost of distress. 15 million is here. Cost of distress are 0.5. That's going to give us 49